Well, after the most successful regular season in ECHL history, the Idaho Steelheads hit the ice tonight for their 26th anniversary season, taking on the Allen Americans at 7:10 p.m. Hello, hockey fans. Cam McGuire here alongside head coach Everett Sheen. Well, Sheener, it's been a long wait to get back onto the ice. I know you guys had 2 weeks of preseason, 2 exhibition games last weekend. Just talk about the excitement level to finally get going for real here tonight.
Yeah, it's very exciting. You can feel it in today's practice. There's a lot of energy, a lot of pace, a lot of fun out there. It's been a good 2 weeks, so we've gotten better every single day. The group's already kind of come together, just picked up where they left off last year in terms of their camaraderie in the dressing room and that. So it's been a fun 2 weeks. Looking forward to getting going tonight.
I want to talk a little bit about last year here, and specifically looking back to that Game 4 in Florida in early June. And one thing that stood out to me after that game was you kind of took a couple of moments on the ice and kind of absorbed everything and took a lot of things in. What was going through your mind when you were standing out there on the ice after the game?
Just how bad we want to be back there this year and, be on the right side of the trophy presentation. Took a lot of work for us to get there last year, and to come up just a little bit short of that was very disappointing. I know all the guys felt it, but yeah, I just wanted to soak it in. You never know when you're going to be back there, but trying to use it as motivation for this year to get back there and see the cup.
Well, the Steelheads released their opening night roster yesterday. The list consists of 23 players, 13 forwards, 8 defensemen, and 2 goaltenders. And Coach, 15 players on that roster were with this club maybe for an entirety of last season, maybe a couple weeks. But to get so many guys back has to be a nice boost for you.
Oh, big time. Every guy that came back, they came back because they were sour at the way it ended last year. They're all driven. They all want to get back there. So to be able to bring back such a good core is huge. You don't really see that many guys come back at this level. So we got to take advantage of it this year and ride that momentum.
Obviously, it was a record-breaking year last season in so many different categories. You guys led the league in goal scoring. You led the league in the least amount of goals allowed. Just talk about the style of play that fans can expect to see this season.
We want to play that same style of fast hockey, puck possession, physical brand of hockey, and defensively stingy. But we always preach your best defense when you have the puck. So a lot of fast play and puck possession, hopefully.
You mentioned defense, this blue line from last year. 10 players played at least one game. You guys had the most prolific offensive defensive core in the ECHL, and you returned 5 of those 10 players. So we talk about a surplus of players overall coming back to the team, but how valuable is it to bring back 5 of those 10 defensemen?
It's huge. To bring back, Cuds, Reggie, Hayski, Nads, Como, it's allows us to pick up kind of what we want to do, especially in the offensive end from the back end. So to be able to have those guys back is big for our style of play, and they're ready to go.
14 different skaters last year on the Steelheads roster, recorded double digits in terms of goals. 9 of those players are back. 18 players recorded 20 or more points, and 12 of those players are back. And I know last year we kept harping on how deep your team was, how much depth you guys had, and it looks like that could be the same here this year.
Yeah, that's the hope. You can't win with just one line in this league, so you need to have 11 forwards that can put the puck in the back of the net, and that was our goal, to bring back a lot of depth again, and hopefully it pays dividends.
2 big pieces back for the Steelheads include veteran defenseman Matt Register and your captain A.J. White. You look at a guy, Register, 540 ECHL games. He was a first-team All-Star selection last year for the 6th time in his career. A plus 53 rating, which led the ECHL with Steelhead defenseman Cody Heiskanen, and his 52 points ranked 2nd in the league. And then you look at a guy like A.J. White, who's getting ready for his 6th season with the Steelheads, his 5th as captain. How valuable are these guys going to be, not only to the guys that are coming back, but also new faces in the locker room this year?
It's nice to have that veteran presence like that. Like you said, especially the guys coming in, can kind of look to those two to see how it's done. Reggie's won 3 Kelly Cups and D-Men of the Year, so he's a good role model for some young D-Men, and Whitey's done everything but win a Kelly Cup here. So, for those young guys, those are some really good role models, and I know they both are driven to bring back a Kelly Cup here.
Last year, the Idaho Steelheads had the best goaltending tandem in the ECHL, no question about it, with Remy Poirier and Adam Scheel, and arguably the best 2 goaltenders in the league last year. Remy obviously with Texas right now, and Adam Scheel signing a deal in the AHL with the Chicago Wolves. So we're going to see 2 new faces. I should say maybe one new face with goaltender Brian Thompson, a rookie out of the Western Hockey League, and Dylan Wells, who signed an ECHL contract on Thursday, who played 2 games with the Steelheads last year, and you guys were very pleased with what you saw in Dylan, and that was a big factor in bringing him back.
Yeah, no, 100%. His short stint here last year, he was tremendous for us and fit right in the locker room. He was kind of a last-minute signing here. He was in camp with the Nashville Predators in Milwaukee, their farm team, and so didn't quite work out there. And we were able to convince him to come here, and he enjoyed his time. So he was looking forward to being here. And then Tomer, young kid, was a big body, moves well, willing to work, willing to learn, and he'll be good.
Looking at tonight's matchup, well, obviously the Steelheads knocked the Americans out of the playoffs last year, taking down Allen in the Mountain Division Finals in a 5-game series in that one. Idaho taking the series 4-1, and Allen brings back a lot of pieces. They've got some new faces as well. What can we expect with the Americans here, not only tonight, but tomorrow night as well?
I imagine it's going to be a hard-fought series. Like you said, they brought a lot of guys back, and I'm sure they have a sour taste in their mouth, so they're going to want to come out and try and, make a statement. But we're ready as well. We know how it ended too, and it's gonna be a good test. Could be a playoff atmosphere opening weekend.
Well, it certainly should be a lot of fun here this weekend from the Idaho Central Arena as the Steelheads square off against the Americans here tonight and tomorrow night as well. The puck drops at 7:10 p.m. I know tickets are very limited right now. If you can't make it down to the arena, you can always tune in on the radio on 95.3 FM The Ticket with pregame coverage starting at 6:50. And then on your streaming services as well, Flow Hockey TV, our pregame starts at 7 o'clock. And for those of you in the area, we'll be streaming the games this season, all home games, with pregame coverage starting at 7 on KTVB 24/7, channel 7.2. Coach, as always, a blast talking with you. Have some fun, and best of luck here tonight.
Thanks for having me, Cam.